Hey everyone, Craig Blacklock here with Blacklock Fighting Systems. All right, the technique we're gonna show now is some different Muay Thai clinches. We just also wanna thank Gameness for their awesome facility down here at Century Martial Arts, and their products are phenomenal. We hope you'll check them out at Gameness.com. I already know that people are gonna be saying that's not Muay Thai because it's not Ombakish or it's not, the typical, Muay Thai plum where you have to be plumbing or it's not Muay Thai. And honestly, if you really watch Muay Thai or start watching 1FC and some of those guys that are doing MMA now, they're clinching so many different ways. And honestly, most fighters in MMA and Muay Thai and kickboxing, they don't use the plum appropriately. So one of the mistakes is, I'll just go here. So a lot of times, if a guy, we're fighting, whatever, and he gets me in Muay Thai plum and we're in MMA, all I gotta do is drop down my body, and now I've taken his hips away, and I've got takedowns here. That goes right into anytime you get any type, unless your clinch is somewhat modified to where you can throw an immediate strike, either before you strike, trip, sweep, or throw, depending upon what combat art you're in, or immediately after you strike, you want to move in a circular motion. It keeps their base and balance off, and you can feel them almost like in judo. I always say you can feel their jus, you can feel the way they're moving, and then you can use that instead of muscling through everything with your opponent. You can kind of use their body weight and fluidity to create better moves. So I'm just gonna go through some things here. So you guys, everybody knows the Muay Thai plum. Most people get somebody in a plum here and they wanna start throwing knees. The best thing that you can do is, I wanna take a step. So once I get him in a plum, even if he starts bracing and bridge, all that stuff, see when I step, it starts taking that away. And so that's why I want to move around, and I've got some control of it. Same thing, let's say that I come in here and I've got over and under. This is a Muay Thai plum. I love this because I can do judo from here, I can do freestyle from here, or wrestling. I can also lift this up, and see now I've got knees in here for him. I can step through, and I can do major throws. I can do uchimatas from here, but this is a Muay Thai clinch. This is also a Muay Thai clinch. And I can use my head to separate, and I can bring, and I can circle. And as he tries to pull his arms out, see, he's fighting here. Now I can start working other things. I can go into other forms of bridging, boom, and work on him here. These are all Muay Thai clinches. And you want to do this kind of stuff, you should spend about 30 minutes to an hour in training just going through, basically in wrestling we'd call it pummeling, but I don't like, and I don't do this with my fighters, so if he gets me in a plum, we don't do this kind of stuff where we plumb through and we fight through. There's a time and a place for that, but it's usually against the ropes. You've got your opponent back over the ropes. Just get into the habit. And so we're gonna do a real quick little deal here where I'm gonna let him clinch me any way he wants. He's gonna take and step, move a direction, and he's gonna try to come up and touch me with a knee. Just be careful when you, remember, I want my training partner to show up every day, and especially if he's in a fight camp or whatever, and it's our gym, we put you through it, especially Gladiator Week, but knees can be detrimental all the way up to fight night if all of his training buddies are landing hard knees on him. So choose your training partners right, choose your gym right, and if you can't get a partner that can work on Muay Thai plums and knees and stuff, and you don't feel like you can work out the next day because they've given you internal bleeding and bruising, just don't train with that guy. And I tell my guys that until you can learn, what 20% is, 50% is, by the numbers. So what we're going to do basically right now is just by the numbers. We're going to be in our fight stance. I'm going to let him come in. He can clinch me however he wants. Clinch, boom, and then I'm going to let him turn. Boom, boom, boom. Yep, so you got his deal. And then I'll come in and I'll work my clinch. Boom, boom, boom. Around. Now, this brings me to a point. I don't like bicycle knees typically because it's a good way to lose your balance because I'm coming straight up and down like a pogo stick. And in MMA, they catch that leg, they're taking you down. But if you'll notice in this clinch, I've got this arm here. I basically have an over and under, the under and the over, And now he can't get that leg. So now I can throw that, I can pull him into me, and then he can't grab this for a takedown. And then I'm gonna circle as he's coming around. Boom, I have him again. Another clinch with knees. Boom, boom, circle, boom. See, here he's got my arm caught. So in my countering, I would want to come in here, but now I can probably come out here and bridge. Now he's in trouble. So you don't see those things unless you do this. So he and I should be able to do this for 30, 45 minutes, just building our fight IQ. There's no way even the best coach in the world can come up with every scenario that's gonna happen to you in any fight sequence. Fighting is dynamic. The higher up the food chain, the larger the platforms or stages, fighters are better. And you're getting a mixture from around the world now of fighting styles. As I've said, you know, I mix in a lot of judo, wrestling, sambo, even into my stand-up, my Thai fighting. So the only way for me to help Brandon get better, his brother Chase, everybody else that I'm training, Michael Stamp, and the people in the gym that are up and coming kickboxers, is to put them in these situations and let my fighters just go through it slow. We're literally going to tonight, when we start training, we're gonna go through all these situations and just seeing what can happen as you protect yourself right. You learn to use any type of body clinch, and you use that circular motion, and you have good footwork, good base and balance, and you have your what I call live or ready toes, and I can always move. And don't be afraid, just like in wrestling, same in Muay Thai kickboxing, I want to be able to use my weight high and low to dictate my base and my balance. So that's a little bit, we didn't go through all of them, but that's a great way to drill. Just come into each other. You can add some striking in there. You can add it to counters. You can even do something like what I call separate and escalate. So let's say that we're here moving. I'm going to come in and catch a clinch. Boom. I caught a clinch. Or I'm going to move him around. I throw, right? And now I'm going to create distance. So I may feel whatever he does. And as he separates, boom. See now I can throw. So now we worked on him separating, me defending myself, me throwing. You can add all kinds of things to this basic, slow-moving, going by the numbers drill of clinch work, catch work, and then we can do things where he separates intentionally, just like then, but then he comes back in offensively. And so just add to it, add to it, add to it, but you cannot duplicate through just basic drills and articulate what could happen in a dynamic fight. So you have to do this light sparring, or I still call it pummeling, or situational movements, just to see what you catch. I mean, I may be something weird and catch his arm right here. Well, no coach is gonna say, well, we're gonna start a drill where you start, I mean, this is crazy. But if it happens while we're drilling, I gotta figure out what I'd wanna do from here. I know I'd wanna come back in here, get closer, move, boom. But there's gonna catch things, you're gonna find out things about yourself, and you're gonna find out real quick that movement is important. As I always say, footwork's important. You're gonna find out range, base, balance, and you gotta go through that to raise your fight IQ. It's a term I come up with. You have to raise your fight IQ because, as I've said over and over in this video and others, fighting is so dynamic. There's no way you can predict what's gonna happen in fights. That's why people like fights. So doing these drills like this, Muay Thai, especially kickboxing, I don't think people work clinch work. If Thai fighters and kickboxers would work clinch work like wrestlers do and work your strikes from them, your game would go through the roof. And now, I know they do that over in Thailand. They'll work clinch work 30 minutes to an hour at a time, over and over and over, back and forth, changing partners. And that's why anytime you get in a clinch with a lot of those world-class fighters, they're gonna dominate the Muay Thai clinch.